We're in Kentucky right now, but we're looking at the Ohio River. I'm not entirely sure, but my guess is the other side of that river is Ohio, but I could be wrong. That bridge looks pretty cool. There's some barges over there. We have a show tonight at, I think it's called Brescia or Brescia, something. It's like 6 blocks away from here. So we're going to do a show, do some comedy. And then tomorrow we drive to Indiana. I forget exactly where, but it's not too long of a drive. We got a show there. And then we're in Ohio. And then we got a double header at Michigan State, which is in Lansing, Michigan on, I think it's Thursday. So it's a busy week of comedy, doing a lot of shows. And it's killing me because right now, I mean, nothing really big has come out in my opinion. But we're about to hit some of the biggest games to release in years. I mean, I was waiting for Grand Theft Auto 5 a couple years ago when it came out. By the time it was coming to PC and the next-gen systems, I was kind of over it. But we got Battlefront coming up, and we got Fallout 4. Now, both of those games are going to make me struggle because I can't really realistically play either of them. But I'm thinking about getting one of them and putting it on my PS4. And then traveling with my PS4, which sounds like a death trap. I'm going to break that PS4. But I don't know, which one is it going to be? It's easy for me to decide if I could just play whichever one I wanted. The one I would want to play is Fallout. But I don't necessarily want Fallout on the PS4. I'd really rather get it on PC. The problem is, I won't be able to play it enough to make like videos and do it clearly. So then I think to myself, well, perhaps the answer is just get Battlefront on PS4 and then wait and get Fallout 4 when I'm done with my tour, which is going to really make me upset. I really want it. But my laptop won't play those games. I have a hard time running... plays Fallout 3 and Skyrim, but it doesn't play... What game doesn't it play? It's just playing something that was really making me mad. Oh, Dead State. A stupid game like Dead State won't run on my laptop. It's too slow. So I'm not going to risk it and try to get either of those games and just be disappointed. Oh, and Blood Bowl 2. I bought Blood Bowl 2 on PC, and that just crashes. It worked for a while. Then I turned up all the... This is an idiot move I made. It was working fine, but I put all of the specs to minimum. Then I was like, well, it seems to be running flawlessly. Let's go into those video settings and bump it up. So I put everything on high detail, like ultra stuff, and I was like, it's probably going to have some low frame rate, but I'll go in and adjust afterwards. So I saved and applied and said, in order to apply these changes, you need to restart the game. So it's like, sweet. Great, let's see how good this is. And then it crashes every time I try to restart. So maybe it's my own fault. What I need to do probably is go home on my PC, load up Fallout 4. Not Fallout 4, God, I got my mind on Fallout 4. Load up Blood Bowl 2, drop the minimum specs all the way to the bottom, and then save it. Because it's automatically, I cannot turn it off. It's doing the cloud save of my files. So I think it's keeping that stuff. I've already tried to go to the config files. I don't know. Something's broken with it. And I think if I go back to LA, I'll be able to fix it. But I don't know. I really don't know. So nonetheless, here comes the choice. Fallout 4 or Battlefront. Now, if I get Battlefront, I think that I'll be able to make a video probably every few days. Because that's, multiplayer. And there's probably a single-player campaign. And it'll be fun to just mess around with. Fallout, far superior. I've never played either of these 2 upcoming games, but I'm just going to argue is going to be the best game of the year, and I haven't even played it. But if I was going to make videos for that, it would be really difficult for me to edit. It would be difficult for me to do the things that are required with Fallout, because there's a lot of inventory management in Fallout and stuff that I usually would edit out of like Skyrim, where you're putting different weapons on. That stuff's boring to watch, and you can cut out like 20-30 minutes there of it. But if I'm only going to get like an hour to play, and 20-30 minutes is of me in inventory, and then it's me editing out all that stuff, it's not going to be good videos. Now, Battlefront, before this whole YouTube version of myself came out, when I had a PS2, I used to play Battlefront, and I used to I've told this story, I'm sure, before, but I had a football helmet that I got from Goodwill or some thrift store, and I spray painted it silver, and I duct taped inside of the helmet my PS2 headset, and I would sit on the ground and I wouldn't call it troll, but I would act like I was either a Jedi or a Sith, and I would talk to the people on the team, and inevitably most of them would be like, "Shut up! Stop talking, stupid kid!" And I'd be like, "Well, back when I was on Tatooine, I learned how to drive this speeder. Follow me, guys," or whatever it was. I'd do different characters. But my girlfriend would really get annoyed with it because she thought I was a super huge nerd for sitting in the living room talking to people through my silver headset. But that being said, I'm sure I could go to a Goodwill somewhere, get a brand new football helmet, make it look like space stuff, go online, and completely immerse myself into the Star Wars universe. So that's what I'm banking on doing. So I might take a walk around, show you guys some more stuff. So I've looked around Owensboro to try to find some cool stuff to show you, but unfortunately everything is closed on Mondays. I can't believe it. You'd think that there'd be an advantage to being open on a Monday since so many other places are closed on Monday. But it's as if these businesses have gotten together and said, "I heard James Heaney's coming to town. Let's change our signs, keep everything closed." Or it's just a general conspiracy against the public. It's not fair. Like, why? They have a museum that's closed on Mondays. They have this art place that's closed on Mondays. They have everything they have. Well, honestly, those were really the only two cool things. But what are you expecting from a town? A museum? Two of them? A history museum and an art museum in Owensboro, Kentucky? It sounded great, but they're both closed. And a lot of the restaurants. I'm not going to take you into a restaurant and show you around because they're probably going to want me to sit down and eat. And A, I can only have one meal. B, it's going to cost more. Some of these restaurants are really nice looking. It's like they only know how to make nice restaurants. So, but there are a couple things right here in the vicinity of the art museum that they can't stop me from enjoying. So here we have a couple statues. We got a buffalo right behind us. We have, and I, at risk of sounding ignorant, I won't even say who I thought it was. In fact, I clearly know it's not a female, so it's not who I thought it was. This is the strength of the maker. I mean, it's pretty cool. I like it. And then over here we have a buffalo with baby. Oh, it's so cute. So that's all the statues right here. There's one other little tiny section I can show you, but I don't even know if it's worth it. It's some contemporary art. There's two pieces. One of them is like funky psychedelic art, and the other looks like perhaps an interpretation of what they believe dinosaur turds would look like if they were petrified. Now let's take a look now. So here is the funkadelic art. I don't know what it's supposed to be. I actually haven't taken a good look at it yet. That's it. There's going to be a lot of traffic next to me. In fact, let's see what this is. I mean, I see like butterflies. I'd say butterflies, and maybe that's it's like some spider web, the twirly part. Yeah, I mean that's the most I can interpret from this contemporary art. But let me show you this other thing over here. There's no names for any of these pieces of art, but I imagine this here is perhaps an interpretation of dinosaur poop. Let's take a closer look at it. Maybe there's something I'm not seeing from the back side of this. Let's see. It's hard for me to see if it's in the angle. So we're looking all the way around. Or maybe it's just a rock and I'm making it out to be more than it is. Or maybe the artist just wanted people to think, I don't need anybody to help me think. I spent all day thinking. I wish they would just give me a label, tell me what it is. That way I can judge it appropriately. Because it's really hard to just cast judgment on something you don't understand. There is some other cool stuff down by the water. I'm going to go back there now. Here's something interesting that I wanted to show you guys that's different about Owensboro. I don't know if those are spider webs or what they are, but I was walking down the road, and all of a sudden I started trying to, I was like, oh, there's hair. My hair must be falling out. It's in my wrist, and I'd swipe it off. Then all of a sudden I started going like this, and it's pulling all these like white spider webs. I don't even think they can be spider webs. They're not connected to anything. You can kind of see it blowing in the wind there. But they just completely cover sidewalks, so you can't help but walk through it if you're not paying attention. Right now I'm walking through the dirt on the side. If they're spiders, that is super gross. I mean, I don't really care. I'm not afraid of anything. Not even spiders, but still, you don't want to, like, I was pulling massive amounts of this white, stringy substance off. Alright, so the final thing I'm going to show you in Owensboro is the fountains. They're right on the river front, or river walk, I guess you'd call it, over by the bridge, as you can see. It's pretty cool. I mean, I've seen Niagara Falls, and that was special, but this is one of the most absurd natural phenomenons I've ever seen. I like fountains. One thing I'd like to do, and I'm going to do it before I leave, is I'm going to put this water in slow motion, because that's pretty cool. But that's not the only fountain they have. This place has gone all out. They are using this water for that fountain, but then look at this, a whole second fountain in case there's so many people gathered around the first fountain that you need a quick fix with nobody around you. I couldn't help but notice that there's a lot of silver inside of the water. Now, I can see throwing a penny in, making a wish on that. You don't get 5 times luckier with a nickel or 10 times with a dime or, you know, any of the math. First off, is it bad luck to take the money out of a fountain that somebody's wished on? And if the answer is yes, what if you don't even believe in luck? Answer me that. But I think it's just generally a jerk thing to do, because just because you don't believe in something doesn't mean somebody else doesn't.